I'm Dr. Josh Dalley, lead remote doctor with Access Eye Care Services. The remote exam is meant to mimic an on-site exam as much as possible. So the patients are still being seen on-site. They go through the normal process they would with any tech. They do an AR reading, their pressures are read on their eyes, they have a visual field test done, retinal photos are taken, and then once they get to that point, the doctor will receive a notification that the patient is ready for the exam. The doctor can then call in and is able to observe the patient as a tech is there in office doing confrontational fields, checking the pupils, checking the extraocular muscles, doing cover tests. And the tech also does a video, slit lamp video of the anterior surface of the eye, which the doctor can review and evaluate. The tech will then put the phoropter in front of the patient, and the doctor will perform the refraction themselves as though they were in the room. A normal patient encounter is very similar to what it would be like on site. So usually my exams are around 15 minutes, sometimes longer for a patient who has more needs or more questions. The patient isn't getting a shortened experience because of the remote exam. Remote care isn't for every patient. There are lots of patients who have advanced medical conditions or ulcerations on the front of the eye, or advanced diabetic retinopathy, where the remote exam doesn't let us assess those things fully. And so we have to make decisions on which patients we can see remotely and which need to be seen by an on-site doctor. The goal is to keep the patient's health and needs as our top priority. We want to make sure that the patients get the treatment that they need. And if our remote exam cannot do that, we need to find a place where they can be seen by a doctor that can offer them the level of care that they need. The remote exam from one office to the other is the same, and the level of quality from one exam to the next is the same. And that's one of the things I love about it, that I can expect the same process, the same type of exam from one office in one state compared to another office in another state across the country. And I also love that this gives me an opportunity to work with a more diverse group of people. Different techs across different offices, different people with different backgrounds, and it helps me build a greater connection and a more extended community with the patients that I see. I remember being a little bit on the fence about the whole remote care thing at first, just because there are so many different factors that go into it. It's a big change. It's a big adjustment from what you're learning in school. The first time I did a remote exam, I thought it was a fairly easy and uncomplicated process. You're set up with a home laptop. You have multiple screens, monitors that are provided to you, and you can see, the patient's retinal photos, the patient's visual field. You can see the patient's history and the video here, so you can kind of see everything all at once, and it gives you a great opportunity to give the patient great feedback, to see all their information, to see their history, and see the patient at the same time and just communicate everything that you want to easily, quickly, and efficiently.